been a minute, you dig? I'm sorry for the wait, but I had life situations going on, you feel me? I had to get certain stuff in order, you dig? But say less. Let's jump straight into it. I'm here today to talk about assets or investments a man should have. Well, I take that back. Assets or investments a grown man should have, you dig? So let's just jump straight into it, you feel me? Number one, credit. As a grown man, when I say grown man, I mean 28 and up, 28 years old and up. Because I ain't finna go below 28 because a lot of us are immature. We don't know. We don't know how certain stuff go. We don't know how to obtain certain things. So I'm gonna just say for the men that's 28 and up, credit. Credit is the number one thing you need as a man. You feel me? Credit is gonna open up plenty of doors that you might not have opened up before. You feel me? Let's just say, you feel me? Let's just say it like this. You dig? Let's say, you making decent money or whatever, but let's just say, you ran through a hard time, right? But your credit is A1. So you are able to have a credit card that has a certain limit on it. So because your credit card has that certain limit, that's going to enable you to travel. But remember, you went through a hard time. But you still have that credit card that has a pretty decent limit on it. So let's say you want to travel somewhere. But you went through a hard time now. Don't forget that you did. But you still have that credit card in your back pocket that's going to enable you to travel. And when it comes to credit, you do need to pay that credit off. You feel me? But you are still able to travel. You are still able to do certain things that if you didn't have good credit and you went through a hard time, your ass out of gas, you feel me? You did? Your ass out of gas. But when I say you need to have A1 credit, that's going to enable you to be able to do certain things that you would not have been able to do if you had poor credit. You feeling me? You get my drift? You get my drift? I know I ain't speaking gibberish, you feel me? But at the end of the day, as a grown ass man, you need to have good credit. Good to great credit. So when I say good to great, let me throw numbers out there. 650 or better as a grown ass man, you dig? Because having great credit is going to open up other doors. Forget traveling. You want to buy a home? You want to buy property? What you think? How you think you're going to buy good property? How you think you're going to buy property? Good credit. If you don't have good credit, listen. If you ain't got the funds, if you don't have good credit, your ass out of gas. And that's not the best way to leverage things either, man. Because most of y'all cats out there think that, oh, I'm going to just have the cash. No, nigga. That's not what it is about. You feel me? It's about having good credit. It's about finessing the bank. Like they finesse us because the banks always finesse us. You feel me? We need to finesse the bank. So the way you're able to finesse the bank is by having great credit. Good to great credit. You finesse them on a low interest rate. You don't pay much towards the interest. You're knocking down the principal by paying on a home that you just purchased. You get my drift? So number one thing, man, as a grown man, one of the number one investments you should have or assets is great credit. Good to great credit. I'm sorry. Good to great. Because we all got to start from somewhere, you dig? It's never too late to change. But we got to start from somewhere. So listen, you can start off with average, good, and then you can work yourself up to great. So that's number one. You feel me? Number two. Number two, make myself clear. Number two, life insurance. I'm gonna let that settle in. You feel me? You dig? Life insurance. Every grown ass man should have life insurance. I don't care who you is. You feel me? Especially if you the same color as my skin. You feel me? Every grown ass man should have life insurance. I don't care if your life insurance policy was worth $20,000, but you got something. God forbid something happened to you. You was the past. Your family is able to bury you with a peace of mind. They don't got to worry about burying you and spending their own money, doing a fundraiser, doing a GoFundMe. Man, that shit cap. You feel me? That's not where it's at. You feel me? That's not what life is about. It's about while you're here, you need to take care of your responsibilities. And you need to prepare yourself when you get to leave here. You got to make sure the people that's around you still straight. They don't got to come out of their own pocket. They don't got to stress about nothing that you put yourself into. Because obviously, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real. They didn't kill you. They didn't have nothing to do with you dying, whether it would have been intentional or unintentional. When I say intentional, I mean like you was on that gang banging stuff, talking about you on demon time, you doing all this. So the op caught you and they murked you. Unintentional is if you was in a car accident, you know, you had a heart attack, you had an aneurysm, you had a blood clot, something that you can't control. It just, something happened to you, you passed away. But it was something that, you know, you didn't control it. You feel me? You did. But at the end of the day, us as men, we always need to have life insurance. Whether it costs $10,000, $20,000, something is better than nothing. You dig? And I just want to put that out there. Everybody should have life insurance, especially us men, because a lot of us, we messed up, you feel me? We raised in the ghetto. We raised in the projects. A lot of us, it's hard to escape the reality. And not just that. If you look in the media right now, a lot of people passing away that look just like me. You feel me? And one thing about it, I'm not no gangbanger. I don't claim no demon time. I don't do none of that. You feel me? You see me? I'm on good time. You feel me? But I'm speaking for the other people that don't talk like me or don't relate to what I relate to. You feel me? You dig? So that's that. Number three. Every man should have some type of insurance in general. So listen, what you talking about when you say that? I'm talking about as a man, as a grown ass man, you should be going to the doctor every year, you feel me? For annual. Every grown ass man should be going to the doctor every year for an annual. Meaning that they take your blood. They're checking on your vital signs, checking if you got any kind of disease, any kind of anything that's not going to enable you to live a very long life. Every year. Cause listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. You feel me? Most niggas, a nigga will go to the doctor in 2015. A nigga won't go back to the doctor again until 2020. Listen, that's not cool. You feel me? As a grown ass man, you should make it your business every year to go to the doctor, and you need to have insurance in place to enable you to go to the doctor every year. As a grown ass man, you should be getting your annual every year. They checking your blood. They checking your vital signs. They checking everything from A to Z. Hey, listen. Most of you cats out there, y'all depend on y'all old lady. So when I say that, I mean that when y'all old lady go to the doctor and she get her blood taken and she come back straight, y'all think y'all straight. Man, that's cap. You feel me? That's bullshit. As a grown ass man, I'm not depending on my old lady to be straight, and then I think to myself I'm straight. Man, listen, it might be something that I might have that might not have been detected through her. So I'm being goddamn ignorant, thinking that she's straight, so I'm straight. But once again, I have it. She don't have it. They can't detect it. So now I'm just gonna say for a whole year I'm straight. Now I might go 2-3 years like that. You feel me? You did. And now I'm dying. I'm dying slowly but surely, thinking that I'm healthy because she went to the doctor and she healthy. But all along, I'm not healthy because what's inside of me, she never got it. So obviously the doctors that tested her can't trace it. Cold world, man. But as a man, investments, assets. As a man, you are the asset. So you gotta invest in yourself as if you're the asset. And that third reason is going to the doctor every year, making sure you got health insurance. Listen, you can go buy everything else. You could go buy shoes, clothes, liquor, drugs, whatever y'all cats buy. So you mean to tell me you can't invest every month into a doctor or health insurance? And you could pay it biannually. You could pay it annually. It's different ways you could pay that. So you don't only gotta pay it monthly. If you got the money, you're a big baller. Pay for the whole year. You dig? But just to make sure you're healthy and just a peace of mind. You feel me? You dig? Number four. As a man, depending on what state you in, depending on the laws in your state, as a grown man, you should have a firearm. I'm gonna say it again, you feel me? As a grown man, you should have some kind of firearm. And not just having a firearm, you need to have the license that go with the firearm. Because listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you feel me? Most cats have a firearm, one of three things. Most cats have a firearm, it's not legal. So meaning that firearm that they're carrying, somebody else was shot on that firearm, or maybe somebody else was murdered. So the firearm is technically dirty. That's number one. Number two, or they're carrying a firearm that's legal, that's clean, but they're not carrying the license to carry. So when they're carrying it, they can't carry it into all places. They can't carry it the way a person that would have had a license would carry it, with a peace of mind. Carrying it to every place that you can carry it into. And number three, the person that's doing it the right way got a legal firearm with a legal license, and they're able to carry that firearm into all places that they're allowed to. Listen, as a grown man, especially if you're my skin color, you better have a firearm. You better have a legal firearm. And you better have a license to carry that firearm. Because today's world, it's a lot of craziness going on. And you gotta always put yourself first. You gotta always put your family first. If you have children, you gotta always put your children first. Make sure your children good. You making sure your family is good is making sure you are able to come home at night. You might not be the problem, but somebody else that might see you might be the problem. Might envy you, might not like you, might just feel some type of way towards you. But if you don't have no firearm, you ass out of gas, my boy. You ass out of gas. But if you have a firearm, at least you are able to even the playing field. The thing in life, man, you want to make it as fair as possible. You want to be able to make things as fair as possible and as best as possible as a young black man, especially a young black man. A lot of people look at the way you look, just like me. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you, you dig? A lot of people look at me, whether they're black, white, purple, pink, blue, orange, green, goddamn it, don't care. The first thing they think is he's a gangbanger. He sells drugs. I don't do none of that, homie. You dig? I work just like they work. But they look at my skin, they look at what I got going on with my skin, whether I got ink, whether I got hair, whether I got jewelry, and they automatically assume what I have going on. So as a black man, you need to exercise all your rights. Because you might be a good person in your mind, but the person approaching you might feel different. And they might want to take you out. They might want to kill you. But if you don't have no firearm, you don't have nothing to protect yourself, it's just gonna be your day, homie. And listen, that's 4 things that I think a man should have as investments or assets. And later on we're gonna go further into stocks in 457s and Roth IRAs. But for the most part, this is my 4 basic things that every man should have, or every man should obtain. I go by true story, and you already know what it is, you dig? I'm out.